Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's Tuesday night, so you know what time it is. It's the part time marks. It's me, it's your boy, Larry Black Lightning Burke. That's my man.
Kurt McGirt over here, man. We ready to mark it out.
You ready to mark it out then?
Yeah, that's good.
We got a lot to talk about, so we'll see you in a couple seconds and we can mark about it. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. We are live after another wild night on NXT. Kurt,
Ooh,
good
ooh,
evening. Good evening. How you doing today, man? Let's start there. Let me check on your health. How you doing, man?
man. I appreciate that, man. Hey, it's been an eventful past couple of days, but hey, it's all positive energy over here, man. I'm living life. Work, kids are in there sleeping peacefully. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
absolutely, man. I say the same for myself too, man. I say it's been a good, positive week, man. And I mean, it was rough for us. The Cowboys this week. That was probably the roughest part of the week, but you pick up where we are. We got another game Thursday, so hopefully, you know what I mean. We're gonna stay positive till then. But
Listen,
but man, oh man, dude, we have some NXT tonight. Let's get right to it, bro.
let's get to it.
Oh man, yeah, I thought it started off pretty good, man. We got a championship match to kick the show off, which I was actually surprised. I didn't see that coming. We had the women's North American Championship. We had Kelani Jordan versus Ren Sinclair. And what you tell me? How did you feel about it? You start.
Um, I tell you a lot that I'm 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 trying to like Kalani Jordan. I'm still puzzled at why they made her the first title holder, but that doesn't take away the talent that she has. I like her in the ring. It's just the character for me is it's not pulling me in the way they wanted
Oh,
me. The match itself though was good. I'm just not sold on her as a champion still.
okay. Yeah, I kind of felt the same way, bro. I like going into this one. I was actually kind of shocked because I thought this was one of the better showings for her, though. Surprise, because like I said, we kind of been talking about this ever since she got the championship. We was kind of thrown off by why they put the belt on her anyway, because there was five other women in that match that already been there and been building up these characters, but I see what they was trying to do. So they want to try to get the young fresh blood, and tonight was the first time I was a little bit impressed with her. And it shocks me for me to say it, but it was actually the opening of the match. The
Yeah.
chain wrestling her and Sinclair did. I'm not big on chain wrestling. I never been. Even when I was doing independent wrestling myself, it just wasn't something that I wanted to do. But tonight I seen some good chain wrestling, and I felt like it was a good showing for Ren too, because I never really seen much of her. So this was my first real good taste of her. And I thought the match was solid, man. I didn't I I do. I want to see more Kalani. Like if you're gonna have that championship on her, I'm gonna need to see a serious feud to
Some character development.
yeah, because want I don't want bland. And there is certain things that I'm kind of like. I noticed tonight myself. I felt like I was nitpicking on Shawn Michaels a little bit. There are certain things. There's so many highs, but there's so many things, and I guess we'll get there at some point. But
I mean,
yeah,
we gotta
there's
remember. I'm sorry, my bad. We gotta
no,
remember
no, absolutely no, no. Please go ahead.
this is like their this was like their goodbye to USA. Yeah, let's get ready for CW episode, and they were trying to hit marks, trying to do a lot within the 2 hours that they had.
And I think they did. Like, and I totally think they did. I think they hit their marks at they throughout the show. Everybody got it. They're good. You know what I mean? They got their spotlight. Even the smaller characters, they had like little. I don't know how I want to say it. They had like nips and butts. You know what I mean? Of just small things throughout, so everybody can be involved. So, going back to the match though, I thought it was a good opening match. You know what I mean? I wouldn't rate it like it was some 5-star classic or something, but I felt like I seen a little bit out of both of them that was decent. I just
Yeah,
want to know like what they're gonna do. I need a storyline. If she's gonna carry this
yeah.
belt,
We need a
I,
storyline.
yeah, and I guess this was her storyline because Ren and her had like a little run in, but like let's try to evolve it a little bit. We got some pay-per-views coming up. We don't want any just thrown together because she's a championship. You know what I mean? She's a championship holder. um, but I,
We
I
want to feel like
think
we
the
want to
young
feel
girl
like
does.
Jeopardy.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Say that one more time. I apologize.
We want to feel like the title is really in jeopardy for her. Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I want. And I mean, like I said, there's a lot of women that can come in there and make it look like it's in jeopardy. So obviously they're doing that with other stuff too. So I thought that was yeah, I thought it was maybe a good like 3.5 star, you know what I mean, match just to get it going. Like I said, I seen the chain wrestling, I was kind of impressed. I just want to know where they're gonna go with her and what like is she gonna be able to continue to have the same finisher as Naomi? Or so that's kind of where I'm at with that as they push her along. I mean, she's young. She has good.
look how many super kicks she has.
Okay. Okay. All
Super
right.
kicks.
I mean, super kick is just as important as a tie up now. I mean, I mean, you get a super kick is just like throwing a good old right jab now at this point in time. There's absolutely pretty much no meaning to those whatsoever. But yeah, let's move on. Next, we had a press conference with Ethan Page. They were doing some press conferences tonight, which I thought it was a decent little add to the show. What did you think of the press conference thing they was doing
I liked it. Instead of doing their own little press conference for the move to CW, they mixed it in with the show, and it wasn't too much. It filled it in nicely.
there? Oh yeah, I think it felt it nice, and of course it was the champ right away. Right now, I've been really like I'm kind of latching on to Ethan Page. I like his microphone skills. Like I said, bro, I look into small details. I don't know how funny it might be to you, but every time he pushes his glasses up, he just does that. Uh, there's just, I don't know. I've been seeing a meme floating around on the internet. I don't know if you happen to catch that, by the way. Of like, it said something along the lines like, "Why do you people with your glasses do that little push up?" And I think I get offended. I think I get offended every time I see it. But when I see Ethan Page do it, I think it's hilarious.
It's
Um,
hilarious.
but I'm enjoying his mic skills. He's not tearing other wrestlers down. He is building them up. Um, I think he was a good. I think he was a good, accusation to the WWE, man. I think they're using him to his potential, and like they're putting his potential out there so early. Like, I think you can do a lot with him in the future. The microphone's good. The wrestling, what we've seen, is good. So I mean, I can't wait to see where we go with this championship match.
I've always been an Ethan Page fan. Even watching AEW, I always wondered why they didn't do nothing with him. He always had the charisma, talent, but it's just like he floated around into nothingness over there. And he comes over here, instant star, bro.
They put a
Instant star.
battery. They put a battery right in his back. So
Right in his back, and he's carrying that ball well. I love it. I love what they're doing with him. I love what he's doing. The mic work is great. As far as the match, I want to see him keep it.
I know we both have our yeah. I think at this point, man. I think if we get down that road, I think I like if we had to do our predictions or whatever. I like even now. I think he should hold on to the belt. I think he can carry more people along with
Yeah,
his type mic skills. Don't get me wrong. I love Trick Williams, but I think sometimes people are, we talked about it. Like some people are thinking too much, and I like that he's himself, and he has it. He definitely has some of it. I mean, he's lacking this. That's probably why they took the belt off him so fast too. Because, like I
yeah,
said, I think he's just missing a little something. He's like a young Booker T. There's so much that you see in him. Trick is going to be a superstar. It's just um, I just think right now maybe they should kind of run it with Paige for a while, bro.
yeah. Because but who else? Who after Trick? We need a
What do
decent.
you what do you mean? Who after Trick? I mean, we got Joe Hendry floating around. I thought we believed.
We believe.
Absolutely.
But the whole point of that is when are we going to see him again? The whole point is, all right, we give you Joe Hendry for a couple weeks. Now, if you want to see him, you got to go come over here and watch TNA until he pops back up again.
That's part of sharing the brand. I mean, but that maybe you just want to take him out the mix so people forget just a tad. That's WWE's thing. Take him out the mix just a little bit so they can keep all eyes on Trick, and because it. I think right now Trick would have a hard time, like with this match if Hendry is still around. Man,
I think he pops up next week.
it's I would put him on the bill
That's
if I. Are we going to be just 2 hours next week, or we're not expanded? There isn't nothing special about next week, right?
no, it's 2 hours because they got the CW has the news at 10, so they can't go do no overages or nothing like that. It's 2 hours.
Okay.
8
All right. All right. So they're going to get cooking, and they're going to get cooking quick, probably. I would assume.
definitely.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, like we said, it was just another good excuse me, another good mic stick by Ethan Page. But let's move on. Next, it's right back to this is one thing about WWE. But I like you said earlier, it's the talking, the talking. I would have loved to get one more real hot night, but we went right to we had the Waller. We had the Waller effect follow that
Waller effect.
up.
Or
Yeah.
should it be the Theory Waller effect?
Uh, I mean, they should tie it together because I like right now. I don't want to see this tag team separate. It's I think they're good for each other, and right now I think they're good. This is another one of them things where I think these guys are good on the main card, but this is good opportunities for them to help showcase that they can work other guys too, and it keeps them out the fold up there, and it doesn't keep them in like jobber spots. If that's what you really want to call it. Not even jobber spots, but just, getting cremated by KO and Randy Orton every week after a while. I mean, nobody's going to believe you can beat anybody. You know what I mean? But yeah, maybe they should switch the name, man. Like I think all ties with the Waller effect. So where do you think they're going with this Axiom and Frazier thing? Do you think maybe it's time? Because these guys, what they won the tag team championships, what 2 or 3 times?
Who's that?
Axiom and Frazier. They're
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure because it's been like back and forth with them. I think this is their third time on it.
now, yeah. So, I mean, do you want to maybe start to get those straps off those guys and move those guys up,
You know
and
who I
maybe
want the
let
straps on? You know who I want the straps on? I want the straps on the Good Brothers. That's who I want the straps on.
well, this conversation took a turn.
I want the straps
Let me
on the
excuse me. Let me
OC.
have a quick drink before I even respond to that. No, no.
Hey, but on some real, I would like to see it on Grayson and Theory. Why not? You know,
Yeah,
not saying I don't like what did he call them? Fraxium? Is that what he called them?
is that what they're calling themselves? I didn't even know. I just call them Frazier and Axiom. I didn't even try to figure out if they had a tag team name.
I like him. I don't. He called him a Power Ranger, and I was like, yeah, I agree with that because he definitely looks like a Power Ranger. I I don't like the you don't really you're not really big on masks. I don't like the mask thing much either. Especially you can't even see his mouth like a Rey Mysterio. You can't get nothing out of him.
I that's what kind of scares me about the main show for those guys because I mean they're gonna go up there and have some. I mean they'll have matches with like the Street Profits. I mean because these guys can wrestle. I mean I haven't seen anything yet where I'm like wow I'm not super impressed. But
I
like
need to see you tell the story with your face.
I mean yeah man yeah you're gonna have to come up out that mask or something to really be successful. I know there's a reason why he's wearing that mask. But yeah, you're gonna have to come out of that, man, because so I don't know, maybe I think maybe it is time that you like maybe you take the straps off them, pass them to Waller in theory, and let them carry a couple tag teams down there for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's obviously still pop up on SmackDown and do their diligence there because they're always a laugh. But
Yeah,
them having the beltsman, you know what I mean? Maybe you could just have Axiom and them chasing them, you know, just saying anything, but something that can happen further on the main show with those, excuse me, NXT championships. Um, yeah, but go ahead, go. You got something?
so are we supposed to be getting the Motor City Machine Guns, or is that a rumor, or are we certain? Because I would bring them in whichever what's that the St. Louis one, week two.
Say, well, yeah.
I would bring them in to
I mean,
contest whoever wins, which I would put it on Theory and Waller. Why not kick it off with Theory and Waller versus the Guns?
I could see that. I mean, I think as far as I know, what the internet says, what I know, I don't got no good sources or anything, but I
Yeah,
from what the internet says, it sounds like I mean everywhere I've heard that they're signed. So I mean, I think obviously they're definitely signed, and I mean, I think you're right about that. I think it's about time to make them pop up because, like I said, you can do anything with Waller in theory for a while because I mean they give you that total package. They can wrestle. That they're funny. They know what they take their losses well. Um, there's really right now there's not like a bad thing that they can do. I think WWE understands, or you know what I mean. They understand where they're at right now, and I think it's working. But yeah, let's carry on. Next, well, you brought it up, so next week we went into a tag team. We had old Hank and Tank versus the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson. So You started off, man. Those are your guys. You started off, please. Well, how'd you
I
feel?
mean, it was what it was.
It was what it was. That's it.
It was what it was. Yeah, I text you as soon as it came on, like, oh yeah, my boys came out here to lose another one and collect the check.
I mean, excuse that. Yeah, that. I mean, that's what they do. And like I said earlier, I don't really have an issue with those guys because, I mean, they kind of understand where they're at too. They're not
Yeah,
gonna really. They're just coming, making paychecks. They're putting people over. I mean, and the matches are always. They are what they are. Like you said, it is what it is. Like,
I mean,
but
I'm pretty sure they're coaching down there too, so it really doesn't matter. They're getting money regardless, and that's what they're there for money. But I want it's so much that can be done with these guys anywhere. I mean, there's so much going on right now, so I'm just asking for too much.
I mean,
That
and honestly, no, not really, man. Because I mean, if you're gonna get paid to be in the WWE, you got to be doing something. So,
so
and the key to wrestling is at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, is leave it better than what it was before you leave. So no matter what you're doing, if these guys are down there helping younger guys and that's their
mhm.
way of slowly making their way out, that they're making the business better by just you're just doing your job and you're helping, you know what I mean? Because you're those small details you guys are getting with these bigger superstars, you could take this forever. Like, man, I was in NXT and I got to wrestle, Gallows and we know Evans and Randy Orton's coming. I mean, that's gonna be something itself. Um, but yeah, but honestly, I did. Let's not get too far off track. Me, like you said, it was what it was. Um, I think now going to the Hank and Tank side, they were kind of remind me of uh like Otis and
Heavy machinery.
yeah, and I see the talent there. I see it. It's the there was like a they did that spot toward the end of the match where he protected him at the over the when he was hitting the turnbuckle. I thought that was crafty. I thought that was something pretty different. Um, but I'm just getting that Otis and like you said, and I'm just getting that vibe, and I'm just like I I can't take some trucker serious. That's part of my problem with some of the characters. That's part of that might be if I had to like nitpick something, I would say like the characters is what is hard to take serious. I
Yeah,
feel like maybe like if these are gonna be your stars of the future, I think you should really start working on their character now. Obviously, your character isn't gonna be you're not gonna pull an Undertaker out of NXT, like, but you're like I feel like you should really like starting to try to embody on. Good, please.
I don't know. I was just you said you're not going. We pulled Bray Wyatt out of NXT, but once in a lifetime type things. But we also have to remember this is where they're supposed to be developing their characters. So hopefully this is just you know what we call
Yeah, I see what you're saying because Bray was down there working.
working. So hopefully
Okay,
this is just a rough draft of something that's better to come because the guys got talent, you know, and we need the tag teams. So yeah, hopefully they can get a character. That's the biggest thing with me is the characters. So who are you? Like, what is your purpose? What drives you? Like,
yeah, that's my thing. Like, what drives you? Like, I guess I can only speak for myself. Is when I was doing it, I would say like I just tried to collaborate everything that people either said about me or I tried to make it this one Black Lightning character. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I was known for always wearing airbrush stuff. You know me. You know what I mean? I was wearing airbrush stuff, so I took the airbrush into the wrestling character, and people was calling me the King of Turnup. So I took, instead of being the party king, I took it like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna try to take LeBron James, Ti, and a lion, and I'm just gonna try to put it all together because they all call themselves the king. And I just
Mm-hmm.
started. I this is, and I felt like and I felt like once I started to channel that, because you obviously know me, bro. I'm 5'4", so for me to be this believable, super tough guy, I had to believe it. And once I believed it, the whole area started to believe it. And I feel like that's sort of, not getting too far off subject. I feel like that's what these people on NXT be doing, should be doing. Try to figure out who you are. Like you said, like Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was down there that whole time. Like, I'm thinking. And then he comes with this character, which we seen was, and which evolved to the Wyatt family. And it's probably one of the best character developments, pretty much on his own. Most people can't do that, but I feel like maybe that's what a lot of those characters should be doing, sort of like a Hank and Tank. But yeah, let's move on. We don't want to, like I said, we don't want to stay up late. We do our thing. But next we got a look at the young kid. Evans and Cedric were in the back. They were minding their business, and Theory and Waller popped up again. Um, which, briefly they set up for a tag team match, which I thought would be a good idea. Um, Evans, we already know that he's building up for his match with Randy Orton that we're very excited for. So
And they loving him more and more every week,
I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. And again, they're doing the smart thing by kind of trying to put him with like somebody who's been in the game for a little bit. And you know what I mean? Even though they're, again, not top tier superstar, but he knows what he's doing in the ring. He knows this. He knows which camera you should look at. He knows, when you should do these certain moves. So I feel like you're trying to really develop this kid the right way. And obviously, if Randy Orton says, I'm going to go down there and wrestle that kid, he sees potential in him. So, uh, Evans at 20 years old, man, the sky's the limit.
guys. The limit.
I
He's a future
think
star.
a future star, a future star. But hey, well, you know what it was? It set up for a match with Theory and Waller for a little later on that night. And I mean, I thought it was funny where they where they snuck that KO line in, and Waller and Theory
Yeah,
were
hey,
scared. So,
hey.
I like what they're doing. Like I said, I like what they're doing with Cedric. I like what they're doing with Evans. I think they're pushing them, and that's where we're at with that. Let's move on, man. We got another. This one kind of threw me off here. We had Lexus King and how do you say it? Oro? Do we say it Oro? This is the first time I've
Um,
actually
Mensa
Oro Mensa.
is
Mensa.
I don't yeah I can't say the first name, so I just call him Mensa. So from the
Okay.
metaphor,
Yeah. What'd you think? You start, my man.
I like Lexus King. Um, I'm liking all of metaphor and Mensa. Um, it was all right. It was decent. It was solid.
Yeah. I again, that's kind of how the matches were tonight. It was just kind of like it was all right, decent. Again, I guess Oro, I haven't seen much from him, so he's really never wrestling. He's usually just standing around. So
That's
um,
what I'm saying. Like I see more of him in the stable themselves in the back. Like I see more wrestling from Lash Legend than any other. I mean, I guess Noam Dar was putting in a little bit of work. He had that what's it called? The Heritage Cup.
the
He's
Heritage
out
Cup for a
injured.
while.
He's out injured.
Is
So
he injured because he's been missing?
yeah, he's
Is
out.
is he injured? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say he's been missing for quite some time now. So I guess now it's
See,
time to push Mensa.
I haven't seen much from Mensa myself. I try to watch, but we haven't been watching too long. I used to catch it here and there when I could, but we watch a lot of wrestling in general, so
So
I haven't seen much from him. So what I see is, I like Lexus King though. What I've seen from him, I enjoy.
uh, yeah, same. Mesa ain't see much from him, bro. That so it was kind of new to me too. Me, I do. I like Lexus King on default of his pops. um, because I mean, you look at him. I mean, you look at him, you can see Brian Pillman right in him. Um, I like how he does. I like the sideburn thing to try to keep, but I think that's what I like about him is what I dislike about him. Um, I wish he still had some of his pop's character. Um, I wish he was a loose cannon. I I was a big Brian Pillman. Like no matter what he did, I was a fan when he was with the Hollywood Blondes. I was a fan of Flying Brian. I love the loose cannon Brian Pillman. I wish he was kind of psychotic like his dad. But I understand why he wants to separate himself from all that. Um, but I think maybe that's what'll spruce him up. But are we seeing a face turn? Is that where we're headed with this?
Looks like it, but I don't. Do you want to see that?
Well,
I
because
don't want
I mean, because like before the match, I guess we didn't really tap into that. But before the match, he kind of was like, it seemed like he was trying to play this good guy character, and then it was like, hey, I want to shake your hand, good luck. And then in the match, obviously, it wasn't nothing like super special or long. Again, that wasn't what tonight was about. But he went for the roll up. He didn't, or he decided he didn't want to cheat to win for the first time ever. And then he gets rolled up, obviously, but he throws his feet on the ropes. Mensa throws his feet on the ropes, and he takes the loss that way. So are they trying to spin the Lexus? I see him being a face with those sideburns?
I don't want to be a face because I think for him to be down there developing himself to get better, I think it's a lot more work in my opinion for somebody to pull off the face, and it's a lot easier to have him hate you, in my opinion.
Oh, no, 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 no. Trust me, bro. It's easy to come out and all the different terms I have you. It's totally easier to get us something out of the crowd. I guess, yeah, but I guess you do gotta while you're in NXT. I guess we can't say a time where pretty much everybody wasn't. Um, they did both sides of the realm, the face heel. So maybe yeah, I can't think of too many people who just went straight up heel, and then you know what I mean. They do both sides of the realm just to get a taste of
Hmm.
it. So maybe that's why they're going that way with.
So maybe we'll get this face turn, and maybe we'll see him in the ring with Ethan Page sooner than later. What do you think?
Um, yeah, because Oba Femi got his thing going on with the Dawn. Yeah, maybe that's why I don't try to switch your face to see if. Because I mean, there's still a lot you could do with Ethan Page. I don't want you to move him up too early and then ruin him. You know what I mean?
I would definitely wait until at least after WrestleMania to move
Yeah,
him
give him
up.
a good year. Give him a good year down there. Like, take a good year, man. Like, get all the small details down because, like you said, he already has a lot of it. It's not like he hasn't been on TV before and certain things like that. But I think if you stay down there, and it'll actually build him to be something a little bit more further down the line.
I mean, but let's say, I mean, you said another year. How long is it to WrestleMania? I don't. How long do you think he holds this title? Because I can see him losing the title to whoever he loses the title to. Maybe you get a nice little face turn from him, and he chases the title for a little bit, but fails, and then gets moved up. I think. I mean, you could fit that in a year like that too.
Yeah, if he's down there for a year or so, you get a little like a small face turn just to get a little taste of, like you said, both sides of the realm, man. So you're fully ready when you go up there. So maybe they can figure out what they really want to do with you when you get up there. So you're just not going out there like you have some sort of package when you get up there. Because that's the key now. I think some people get up there and you don't really have a package yet, and then you have to try to find yourself. Except for like Braun Breaker. I don't feel like he had to find himself. I feel like he already found it down there. So
Mhm.
yeah, I would keep Ethan there just a little bit longer. Just real quick, want to say, hey Lean, thanks for checking in. Yeet. Oh, uh,
How about that?
um, you want to tap into that real quick for
Real quick.
just real quick. We'll make it brief.
Shout
So
out
we
to Uso Juicy J Uso on the win last night, man. That was historic and epic, man. I kind of marked out a little bit.
uh yeah, man. I guess my son's a big Jey Uso fan, so I can
Yeah,
only.
what do you say about that?
Honestly, I didn't even talk to him yet today, man. I didn't talk to him today, so I guess I'm sure he was. But I can only imagine he was probably standing on the couch, and I bet you he probably had the foam fingers. He probably had the T-shirt, the shorts, the sandals. I'm sure he probably had the whole. I'm sure he was probably dressed for the occasion. He probably had the sunglasses on. This
His
is
mother.
no joke. This is no joke. He probably had the sunglasses, the foam fingers. I wouldn't be surprised if he has those blue and pink for the cancer already T-shirt on the way in. Um, but yeah, to tap into it real quick, man. I'm proud of Jey Uso. Absolutely, he deserved it. Um, but I felt like timing was. He had to obviously win this time because he's been in this position too many times. I don't think I wanted to see it right then and there. I didn't want to take this belt away from Braun Breaker because he was really finding himself,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
and I think with them pulling it off him so fast, I don't want these title changes all the time so fast, man. I want people to. I don't need a Gunther run. I don't need a Roman Reign run. You see what I'm saying? But I want make every belt prestigious. Like it was prestigious when the Honky Tonk Man finally lost to the Ultimate Warrior. You know, and there's obviously prestigious marks. Like I said, our latest one, Gunther. That was a prestigious reign, and then Sammy takes over it, and Sammy had great matches that whole time, but was it really prestigious because he passed it right on to the next guy? Just and now I think we're at the same situation. Now we got Braun. He was starting to make some good legitimacy, and we took it from him. And that that definitely like it throws me off when they're doing that type stuff. But again, I don't want to take anything away from a guy who's been there 14 years, who has done everything. You deserve an Intercontinental title shot. So. Yeet for Jey Uso, man.
Yeet.
And
Yeet.
but yeah, before we tap into the next thing, I just want to say, hey, anybody that tuned in right now, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate it. You know it's getting late. Please tune in to all the shows on the channel. There's like I said, there's something for everybody. There's a Commander show on that was just on earlier today. I think that might be on Tuesday nights around 8 o'clock. Uh, there's shows for everybody on this channel. I've seen the Raiders. I've seen the New York Giants. So trust me, this whole area, I the Scully Boys. I've seen their channel. That's pretty much all Philadelphia. Boom. That might be one channel, one show I try to stay away from. But no, honestly, I do. I tap into everybody's. But please tap into the part-time marks. Uh, their shows on daily. Please tap into this channel. Subscribe wherever the button is right now, and please, we appreciate your time. Everything. We're still new to this. We're gonna make the show better as it goes along, and we appreciate you still tapping in with us, even though we was missing for a few weeks. Kurt, anything you want to say real quick?
No, man, I just appreciate the views, appreciate my man Paul. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Everybody, Paul, Dan, everybody on this channel has been wonderful. I mean, and like I said, we're all in different areas, and as we meet and greet, we know it's like we know each other. So, like we've met a million different times. So I'm very appreciative about the friendships that I've gained on as we've been over here on this channel with everybody else. But let's move on, Kurt. We don't want to stay on too much longer. We're probably going to stay with you guys like another 15 minutes. We don't want to keep you up too late. But we moved right into, we had a promo from the Dawn, D'Angelo, a training video. Yeah, what'd you think?
I liked it. Really running they're really running this Rocky into the ground. You know what I'm saying? I told you last week that they sprinkled Rocky in a little bit here and there throughout the last show. So he did a little training montage this week. Oh, he ain't scared now. Like, I think they're gonna give it to him. I think he's gonna beat the dog.
My stomach hurts. Yeah, man, I thought it was a really good promo, but again, I can see where they're going with this, and you absolutely called it. They are. The only thing I think this promo was missing was hearing the eye of the tiger in the background. I was really just really ready to hear did, and I'd have been like, okay, this is definitely a Rocky video, but I think you slowly but surely built me into that tonight. I fully seen it, but I did. I thought it was a good montage, and but you're right. These type of montages scare me when you've already taken a loss and they're doing this. So it looks like he could be.
Look at the story they're telling. It's literally Rocky.
It absolutely is Rocky. Which guy is he for? Who are they making? Is he what Draco?
Yeah, because we're at part 2 now, right? He already
Yes,
lost.
yes. So yeah, this could. Oh man, are we gonna see him go down? I don't know, man. I don't think Obafemi, unless you're gonna try to move Obafemi up, and you already said no, send him up to the NXT World Championship. The
Yeah, that's what I
NXT World
mean.
Championship
Give it to him.
soon. That's who could beat Ethan Page for me. That's
You said who?
that's who could beat Ethan Page. Oba.
Oh, just for whatever reason, I thought you said Axiom.
No. No. To keep your screen door shut so you can hear me talking. No, absolutely not Axiom. But I did. I thought it was a good promo, man. I see what they're doing. They're building. Again, I don't know how long he can carry on with this whole Italian mob thing. Again, it's a gimmick though. It's just gonna have to. I think if he would go up, everybody's gonna have to go up at the same time because I'm a fan of stable. So maybe they all would have to go up and work together. and that's the only way I think you can keep this mob boss thing legit. It just doesn't do it for like a guy in suspenders doesn't do it for me. It's giving me like IRS vibes, and I don't like seeing people wrestle in suspenders. You still with me there?
I'm with you. I'm just, and how real is his accent? Like, I agree.
Yeah. So I mean, we got like a week away. I guess we're gonna find out what they're gonna do with the Dawn. I mean, he, like I said, he's carried the trophy for a little bit, so I don't think he necessarily needs to win.
It's the storytelling.
I could see it. I could see it. Well, let's move on. We got another matchup, and it's been a feud that's been boiling for weeks. We had what is it, Riley Osborne versus
Born in Ridge Holland.
yeah. What'd you think, bro?
You know, I like the fact that Ridge Holland went down here and we're doing something with him, and they're giving him a little bit more character outside of that brawl and brute stuff. We already talked about all this. Um, I like Ridge Holland. People gave him a lot of shit for. I guess they say he took out Big E, but
He did.
shit happens. You know,
They,
it's professional wrestling.
they're not saying they're not saying he did. He took him out on SmackDown. We watched it live.
Shit happens. It's professional wrestling. Um, Shit happens. All right.
It,
Hey, I like that they gave him something to do, and he has a little bit of character to him. I like Chase U. I love Chase U. I don't know. I don't know what it is about them. I like them as a
um,
unit, and I
I
like the little
don't.
story they're telling here. Huh? You don't?
I don't dislike Chase U, but I'm just again a group wrestling and sweaters, basically turtlenecks. It's hard for me to take. It's hard for me to take you serious.
I thought you
Like
were going to compare him to the Spirit Squad.
to to. I mean, yeah, that's what that is. It's just, yeah, yeah. And I mean, I'm
So look who you
obviously
got.
they got the hell.
I mean, look
Uh,
who we got from the Spirit Squad.
oh, we got Dolph Ziggler. Uh,
That's all we needed.
Yeah, because that is all we got out of that, right?
Riley Osborne has the potential to be something decent. I like Thea Hell. It's the Andre Chase dude. It's just like I don't think he's believable, but I like him at the same time. It's weird.
Andre Chase is the real tall one.
Yeah, the professor, leader, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, and he can wrestle really well.
Also, really well.
So take these turtlenecks and these V-neck vests and I'll take the stuff off. If you're gonna do that gimmick, I'm fine with that. But when it's time to wrestle, let's be serious. Let's look like we want to wrestle. Even and like I said, it's hard for them to probably go down the singlets because that's excuse me being played off of so much. But something other than wrestling and vest and turtlenecks that just doesn't do it for me. But I thought that match was decent, and I see they're really pushing Ridge Hall. I do see they're giving him another chance because he did take out Big E, and I'm like, I mean, and that's pretty rough, right? But it is. You're right, man. It's professional wrestling. Nobody drops somebody on their head or neck. Clearly not on purpose. At least nobody in WWE is out to gun to hurt somebody. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, yeah. I think if they could pull Ridge away from that, like, or pull him once he keeps developing with these guys, I think they got a nice thing going there. And they could use that Chase U thing a little bit longer, but you know, I don't know how far it would go on the main show.
I don't think it would go that far on him. I like it for NXT. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess we'll see how it translates because they're obviously going to be doing arenas now. So I guess we'll see how it translates to the bigger crowds.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like you said, they're getting the same crowds every week, pretty much. And I can only imagine what they give those tickets away. It's probably like some giveaway online. You probably sign up and bam. Sure, it's probably not really that hard to get tickets for that.
No,
Um,
probably.
but yeah, we moved on and we had a big announcement. We're gonna get some Miz TV too on the show, the CW. So again, Miz is somebody that can carry people, and he's kind of in a trap spot right now. So I think we're getting Miz TV, and is it with Ethan Page and or is it?
Is it?
He said, did he say he was going to address it? No, nope. Excuse me, I'm tripping. That's where it's going to be Obafemi and Tony the Don. They're
I
gonna
thought
have.
so.
Yeah, excuse me, tripping. Sorry. Yeah. So we're gonna get a good face up with Obafemi and Tony the Don. So I guess I would assume there's going to be some big explosion, and there always is during a press conference. Um, and maybe that's something the Miz could be doing right now. You know, he's the best instigator in the business. So
Yeah, he hasn't really been on that type tip lately. You know, it's
yeah, he's just running a good face mode. So yeah, this should be an interesting press conference. What's the over under on the table getting broke?
on the what table getting broke.
What's your over under?
Uh, Miz is going through the table.
Miz is going through it. Ooh. So what's that at a plus 500 or something?
Gotta be. Miz is going through the table.
You say Miz is going through it. All right. I yeah. No, I think D'Angelo gets put. I think Tony gets put through it one more time. I think Oba tries to break his confidence one more time by Oba putting him through it.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I guess
that's
we're gonna come back to that next week. Yeah.
gonna come back to that.
We'll come back to that over under. That's probably at about a plus 500 for the Miz going through it. But I can
Good
see.
chance.
But hey, let's carry on. Let's try to get ready to wrap this up soon. But do you know what was next? What an explosion by Wesley.
Listen,
Did,
in my
did
opinion,
you?
this is the best thing that's going on right now in NXT is the little feud, the MSK feud. I love it, man. It's really showing me something different from Wesley that I needed from him. Because
Something different. Did you hear the language this evening?
I needed it.
I
Hey,
needed all
listen,
the.
last night on USA, they said we're going out with a bang. We don't got to worry about these guys in this show anymore. So let's lighten up the load for them, man. Yeah, say whatever you want.
We
Fuck it
got.
up.
Yeah, that's that's exactly what they did. We got F bombs, S bombs. Man, we was dropping bombs like that. I couldn't believe what was going down. I was like, yo, this is intense. And I was shocked by that promo. Again, but they're making those smaller guys again. Like I said, I like when you see a smaller guy just dropping bombs. Like this is the attitude I want to have. So I think that was my 5-star thing of the night. If I had to rate one thing throughout the night that might have been 5 stars, that promo was intense.
You know what it
It kind
reminded
of
me of?
gave me that Seth Rollins and it gave me that
Matt
Seth
Riddle.
Rollins. It was a Riddle. Yeah, it gave me those vibes. We was
I was
calling
gonna say
people.
that.
We was calling wives out. We was dropping f bombs. Man, that was a good intense couple minutes. And they went and got their hands dirty a
And
couple
they went and
seconds.
got their
So um, I think that street fight is gonna be promising. Um, yeah, let's carry on. Next we had Ava in the back. She wanted to confront Lola and Jada, and it was kind of what we thought it was going to be. There's been a build up. Well, you can go ahead and say it, please.
Miss Parker.
Thank you,
Miss Parker. Come on.
Miss Parker and Lola.
Together.
Building up against. Yeah. What's their names again? The influence. Yeah. You want to read it off? Go ahead. You want to read it off?
All right. I can't really get that font, man, but brother. Shout out to everyone in the chat, including Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate it. And shout out from South Bronx, brother BKL. What's that?
Contreras.
Contreras?
Yeah,
I don't like
brother
to chop up
BKL
names.
Contreras. Yeah, I don't like to mess up names.
Listen,
Brother
man.
BLK Contreras, aka the sports entertainment guy. Thanks for logging in.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for checking in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we said anything incorrect, we apologize. Please don't hold it against us. But yeah, let's try to keep it moving. But we know we are gonna. What is that? Fatal Influence versus Jada Parker and Lola next.
I love it.
I love it. I I do too. Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
I love it. Jada Parker and Lola, right? That's all I gotta say, bro. I love it.
Yeah,
Jada Parker and Lola.
you can give me Jada Parker for from the 8 to 9 hour, and I every week 8 to 9. I'm cool with that. You just give me solid wrestling the last 9 to 10. I just get the matches to go like this for the first hour. I can watch Jada Parker do anything she wants. I don't care if she's sitting at
Anything
the
she wants
announce
to.
table.
She can go out into the ring and kick around a soccer ball for all I care.
I'd watch it. I'd pay for it. I'd keep paying cable to keep watching that. But I think they're building a nice little feud with these girls here. Now we do not know who is going to be, because in Fatal Influence there's three of them, so they didn't say who was going to be the two to take in the match. So that's something to kind of surprise us with. And I'm actually starting to like those three girls.
Yeah, I like them.
They're growing on me. Again, you need to build these females for tag team divisions too. So yeah, so absolutely. So start them there and build from there. All right, let's move on. Right, we followed that right with up a tag team women's match. We had who is it? Petruinic and Brinkley Reese versus Wendy Chu and Rosemary again.
Yes.
Um, again, it was just a basic tag team match, I guess. But I think again they're building for Adonis. There's something there with Adonis going on with who was it, Brinley or was it the Petruinic? They threw me off. They both came out as blondes, so it was
Yeah.
throwing me off. And their outfits were coordinated this week, so it threw me off so bad. But we had Adonis. He's flashing his roses around. Is that maybe? Is he looking for a scary Sherry since he's like a Shawn Michaels? Dare I say?
I mean, it gives those types of vibes. Yeah. I just don't. I don't like it.
Yeah, you're not into it.
I'm not into the because wasn't the boys was doing that. The ones that are now in Legado del Fantasma, they would walk around and give women roses.
I mean, you know that's the key, man. Something you see in wrestling, it's not wrong to take something from small details from you.
I didn't
So
like it. Man.
yeah, but it ended up as a Wendy Chu Rosemary win, man, and it's kind of it's just another match. But I think there's something building there with Adonis and one of the females, and maybe that's something he's missing too. Maybe he needs some female acquaintances that
They're
he
trying
can
to
work.
find.
Hey, and I'll read this one off. It says, "Hey, it's okay because I know it's really hard to read through the front. At least that you saw through the comments. It could be either brother BKL or the sports entertainment guy. It's fine, no big deal. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and again, thank you for tuning in. And let's try to breeze through to it. Hey, just real quick, man, we're getting toward the end here anyway. So they gave a quick thank you moment to USA. So just real quick, there's a lot of moments where NXT was on, throughout. What was your favorite feud? Just if you had to spit one off real quick, we try to do one of these random questions throughout the night. Out of all the feuds you've seen in NXT,
We
what
talking
was
going back to 2014. Like,
go ahead back. This is as long as it's been on USA. What was
listen,
your favorite?
I like, and there's one guy in both of them, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole.
And I'm glad you spit them off like that. Honestly, man, you took the words right out of my mouth. Um, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole. If you need caught up to speed on anything NXT, in my opinion, he also gave you another great feud. But in my opinion, if you watch the 3 match feud between Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole, you will see 3 WrestleMania quality matches on NXT pay per views. I
Listen,
promise you, you can take my word for it.
those takeovers were better than most main roster pay-per-views going on at the time. They were putting on bangers, yo.
Absolutely. Yes, they were. That was just my random question tonight. Like I said, I'm trying to speed the process. Um, they went right into a fatal influence. Again, they were doing the press conference thing all night for building toward for next week on the CW. And please remember that NXT is moving to the CW next week. So this was the final week of NXT on USA. So please,
And I believe you can get CW with the antenna.
so yes, if you're absolutely right, man. Hey, that's a gem that you just gave people there. If you do not have cable and you're trying to watch NXT, if you get one of the antennas from the dollar store, the Family Dollar, the Dollar General, whatever they call them, if you get an antenna, you can pick up not only news channels, but you can get the CW with the antenna. That is kind of a true fact. So that's pretty awesome. Thanks for dropping that gem for people. Man, I'm sure somebody out there cable is expensive nowadays. So yeah, absolutely tune into that. And again, we got the press conference from what is it? It reminds me the CW is just like the sci-fi channel. It does give me that vibe too. It does give me that vibe too. The only like I said, I can't. You had to bring up all the shows that were on the CW. I couldn't even remember all of them.
Yeah, it's more like it's for the teams. What they had, the All American was on there, so and then they had the DC superhero shows on there. It's for the younger crowd, but this is what they're making NXT for. They want to pull in that younger crowd. So I think it was a good move in general to go to the CW.
Okay, all right, yeah, and I think it was our final match of the evening. We got A Town Down Under and Evans and Cedric, and again that might have been again their best wrestling match of the night in my opinion. Good tag team wrestling. You're showcasing Evans. You're getting them ready for next week. Obviously, you got Waller in them in the tag team hunt. Um,
Hmm.
I thought it was a good match to close it out with. It was all guys you can clearly trust. Again, nothing special, but it it was good to go a good way to go into the next segment since the final segment was not going to be wrestling. It was going to be a promo. So yeah, that's it went right in. I thought that was probably a good 4 or 5 star match. I'm just so excited to see what Evans got to offer against Randy Orton.
so excited for that match.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. All I said is I can't wait to come back to how did this man take probably one of the best RKO's we ever seen? Because we know it's coming. Even though it's
You,
coming out, we know it's coming.
you know that's
But we
all
also know, and you know what he said? What he would say is the three most dangerous letters. The RKO, we know it's coming. I couldn't only imagine what they're going to brew up to. And I think it's going to be awesome. And we closed the night out with our women's champion. It was it was another promo. It was Julia and your little buddy Roxanne.
Roxanne Perez. Well, what do you think, man? Because like you've got a chance to watch a little bit of her, and
Um, Again, man, Roxy, I like the smug thing. I do. I don't have a problem with that. But she's just so little, and to be so dominant, it's hard for me. It's hard for me. Um, but there is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going against anybody small. I've been small my whole life, but sooner or later. But I mean, you do have your Alexa Blisses, and you do have uh, our champion right now. We do have these smaller girls that are devious heels that you can get behind. So I'm slowly but surely like starting to go ahead and lean into the Roxanne a little bit more, and especially because her matches are decent too. Because I mean, I anybody can be smug and anybody can be a bitch, but can you wrestle? And she hasn't had bad matches. So, but
well, you
is
know,
it
she was trained by your man,
which one trainer? Excuse me.
Booker T.
But I mean, but uh, I mean, let's be real, man. Between Booker T and Mark Henry, man, they know where a lot of talent
All of
is.
it.
They
They back it
find
up.
it. They they find it all. Right? What they're in Texas. They find
Yeah,
everything. What they're in Texas. And I mean, there's always talent in Texas. We know that from college football, high school football. Like it's so there's, but like Booker T and Roxanne find the talent. So
no, I'm telling you, bro.
she clearly has something that they want, and they're impressed by that they keep. So, what do you think it's Julia's time though, or
Oh,
well,
they're
because
definitely going.
and who? I mean, you do your homework a little bit better than me. Who popped up on the screen? I missed everything happened so fast. A new challenger popped up. Did you miss that too? You
Yeah.
did. I basically I looked up and there was somebody interrupted their promo, and it's another let me see what we got here. I don't want to, like I said, we're getting to the near end here. If I'd have known
Stephanie,
you, yes.
she popped up already.
Yeah, bro, she popped up on the screen. She basically said whoever
Oh, I'm
some
looking at it right now.
yeah. Yeah, that happened.
I'm ready for it.
Okay. All right.
I'm for it.
So is Roxanne dropping or and is it gonna be
I feel like, in my opinion, she might be ready to move up.
okay?
It's just what do you do with her when she moves up? Because we got a lot going on with the women up there.
Yeah.
Um, they just made things a lot more interesting because I did get up to go get me something to eat because that
and totally missed that. Yeah. I didn't even see the name. I just seen somebody talking on the screen. And I was like, I don't think I knew who that was.
Pure.
Who, who's that?
Pure, yeah. That's
Okay.
that's yeah. I mean,
Another big signing, apparently.
another big signing. So yeah, I didn't think they was gonna cooler this soon, but let's go. I'm with it.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Uh, yeah, but that was how they ended the show, man. So for us, it's about that. If that's how they ended the show, that's pretty much how we got to end our show. So we just got to get prepared for the CW next week. Um, there's going to be a lot going on. Everybody tune in that 8 to 10 hour. Um, yeah, I'm sure. I'm like you said, there might be some pop ups. There could be a lot going on. This is NXT's first time outside of that, their training facility in a long time. So we're gonna see people probably showing off next Tuesday, and like you said, there's gonna be a lot. Yes,
That's CNXT. That's next week, right? Chicago's
yeah,
next week, so he's the special guest referee for the championship match.
yeah. Chicago is next week.
We got
Is that?
Miz TV. It should be a good show, decent show. Surprises, definitely. I still expect surprises.
Oh, absolutely. So, man, it's good. It's gonna be groundbreaking. I bet you. If I had to use a word for if I had to choose a word to say, I would have to absolutely say it's gonna be groundbreaking next week. When they come up with when they start these new events, they try to make sure that you get a good quality show. So for this
I'm
next,
interested, I'm interested in the intro music because they've been coming with some bangers. Well, in my opinion, because everybody doesn't think so, but I'm interested in seeing where they're going with. I hope we get a new logo, maybe.
yeah, I think throughout the week we'll start to see some new switches for everything coming on, man. This is these next few months of just NXT, WWE, TNA in the fold. This next few months is going to be a real good time for anybody not who just wrestling hasn't been for me these days and everything else. I think it's going to be something special. What do we got here? This is why NXT will be. Well, excuse me. This is why NXT will be next era plus M. There it is. The Motor City Machine Guns is coming, including the Lucha Brothers. So, yeah, he knows there's going to be some surprises. Are we going to get them in St. Louis? Are we going to get them in Chicago? We already know Chicago's loading up, so they're going to have to load up for St. Louis. But you're absolutely right. There's some. This is what I call wrestlers coming. Some I like because you know me. I like wrestlers. So I think yeah, you're right. The Lucha Brothers coming. These people that weren't being used properly and really have talent, I think they're going to start to find ways for WWE to showcase these people too, and not just bury them when they come over there because all these people were talented
I mean,
already.
nobody's really been buried, so they're showing you that you can come over here and you can do something big. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
absolutely. It's on you. Once you got your foot in the door, I feel like once you got your foot in the door, which is the hardest part. So once you got your foot in the door, I think it's only up for you. It's your job to take it and run with it. Absolutely. I mean, once you're there, that's the hardest part is getting your foot. So, but yeah, man, I think it's about that time, Kurt. I felt like we had a good show, man. Thanks for taking your time here. Thanks for anybody who took their time to stay on with us. We stayed on just a little longer than we wanted to. We was going to keep it to about an hour. We apologize in advance. We get the marking out, and this is what happened. But thank you for tuning in again. Um, Autobox Sports. We're everywhere. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. Uh, did I say Instagram? Whatever new social media is coming out, I guarantee we're probably already figuring out a way to be first up. We're literally everywhere. Like I said, please check out Curtis Prospect Homes. You can go to our Facebooks. I'm Larry Burke on Facebook. That's my man Prospect Homes on Facebook.
You
But
can
thank you
follow the Part-Time Marks on Facebook, on YouTube, and on X. We're on X. I'm
Yeah,
out
we're on
there.
it.
Is it still called tweeting or is it called Xing? I'm not sure.
That's a good question. I think we're gonna have to figure out what that's called by next week.
All right.
I don't want to think too deep into that right now, man, because you just really threw me off. But again, thank you for everyone tuning into the Part-Time Marks. I'm Larry Black Lightning Burke.
Kurt McGirt.
And again, thank you, Paul, everyone in the channel, Dan, Dave, everyone. Please, thank you for making this thing happen. And we're done. We'll see you next week when we can do it all over again and mark about it.
Go Cowboys.